Alright, just getting ready to do some work on my car, and I want to cover a couple of things first before I get started, and that is around safety. Just please be very careful when you're working on cars, especially, you know, there's just lots of areas that can cause problems. One thing you want to make sure is, you know, never depend upon your jack to hold up a vehicle. Get you some jack stands. Get you a wheel chock to hold the front and the back tires. I use one. You know, if you want to use multiple, that's certainly area for safety. You know, hearing protection, especially if you certainly want eye protection as well at all times, and gloves. I use these nitrate throwaways, and I'll usually put another pair on with them. All right, today we're going to attempt to replace my fuel intake manifold. I got the proverbial water leak, the water with the line coming out from the headed to the heater coil. So should be interesting. 2001 F150 with about 140 some odd thousand miles on it. The old truck's in still pretty good shape. So trying to keep it running for my son, who's going to need it in a couple of years. So we're going to replace that. And also along the way, I went ahead and bought all kinds of parts. I'm going to replace anything that's difficult to get to when I got it apart. Nothing really giving me any problems. EGR valve, EGR sensors, new lines, serpentine belt, and I even got some new O-rings for the fuel injectors. So, alright, so I've got a little bit more light in here so we can see. First thing I think I'm going to do is go ahead and take off from the airflow parts, just big and bulky, and get them out of the way, and then I'll get down underneath the radiator and drain off some of the water. So, okay, got the air dam off, and that opens up things a little bit in here for us to look at. So not too difficult. A couple of brackets to pull off and unscrew, and got that all. It's all 10 millimeter. I had three 10 millimeter bolts holding it on. So got that off, unplugged the mass airflow sensor and the temperature sensor, and that's out of the way. So getting ready to get down there now and get some of the water out of the radiator, so it won't be an issue. My biggest concern is what sits back right next to the firewall area, so that looks a little bit inundating, I guess, if you will, what's back there. So we'll see once I get some of this stuff on top. Might not be as bad as what I see, but that does concern me if there's anything back behind that area that has to come out of there. So after getting the drain plug loosened, we're getting a little water out of the radiator now. It's going into my bucket on the floor. So got that done so far, and I got this radiator hose off here just to make a little more room so I can get to the drainage plug. So thankfully that all appears to be working correctly and going in my bucket. Alright, so on and onward. So I guess I'll just start peeling this onion back now, little by little. And don't know if I need to be a rhyme or reason, but I'm just going to take it off, starting at the top and working my way back. Alright, I've got the radiator disconnected, the thermostat removed, got my hose out of the way. I've also removed the bracket holds up the power steering reservoir, so I've got that off so far. It wasn't too bad. I think they're all pretty much the same size bolts. Got those out. Alright, I'm going to leave this in there just to keep things from accidentally falling down for right at the moment. And I guess I will now make my way back to the this area back here and start seeing what needs to come off next, kind of thing. Maybe undoing some of these brackets, some of these connections here. Got the, I went ahead and took the radiator off. You probably could do without doing that, but I just got it out of my way. So that's out of there. Belt's off, pretty much off. I'm going to replace that anyway, so it's no big deal. Alright, so I guess this will be my next tear down, and then I'll get ready to take off the heater hose. I've got the clamp up, but I haven't got it off yet. See, I don't think these hoses, I'm sure they're all original to the equipment, so they are not wanting to come off. And so this is most of the easy stuff. Now start moving back towards the back, and probably once you get this off, try to get this out of here. Then I'll start working on the throttle body area, and all the different vacuum hoses and brackets that are back there, and hopefully get my way down to the fuel injectors and coils. I'm not going to replace the coil packs as they were done probably a couple years back, so started having intermittent problems, and one would go out and another one would go out, and it got very expensive, so during the tune-up I just had them all replaced. So it's still very expensive, but been a whole lot cheaper now if I was doing it, but that's neither here nor there. EGR sensor brackets and all off, so this is all out of here. Got the EGR valve disconnect now. I'm going to replace this. It's not bad, but again, since I've got it all apart, I'm just going to replace it. Got a new IAC control back there. I'm going to replace that while I got it out as well. Just because it's just a beast to get to, and so since I'm here, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. So, progressing along slowly, but again, just continue to peel back this big old onion, and we'll see what she looks like. All right, getting ready now to remove another vacuum line hose. This guy here that runs around behind the throttle body and connects into those sections over there. See, I've got a few vacuum rubber hoses I need to replace. There's a lot of filaments, and I'm going to have to go get some of that before I put everything back together. Next thing is I'm getting ready to remove this accelerator cruise control connections here and get them off. And so hopefully I won't run into any big problems in there, but we'll see. All right. Okay, went ahead and took the EGR valve off just to get it out of my way, and removed some of the vacuum hoses going in back here. Got the PCV valve off, and there we go. Sorry about that. So now I'm getting ready to start taking off the fuel rail and then the fuel injectors. And after that, we'll be getting down pretty darn close to both in this problem child here. But so far so good, nothing real difficult yet. I'm still worried that I hope there's nothing back here that I had to deal with, but probably is. But I'll deal with that when I get there. One of my problems, this is a four-wheel drive, so it is very high off the ground. It's kind of difficult to get back up in here to work on. But, all right, one thing I want to mention here, just so I don't forget to remind you, so I learned this from someone else, is you want to relieve the pressure on these fuel lines. And you do that by taking off it has a little cap on it. It's on the passenger side, at least on mine. And then it has a little valve in there, a little needle valve, kind of like bicycle tires. You probably saw a little bit of gas shoot up there. So you want to get that pressure off before you open up that, pull those lines off from over there. And nothing with the lines, I hope, you need those little special, I don't know what you call them, this little tool to release that spring valve on these fuel lines. And it fits down inside of there, and it push it down and it release that spring. It's right in those sections there, and it allows you to put the fuel off. That's the only really specialized tool I've seen so far. Is that little gadget. But other than that, been seen on you probably, unless there's some kind of a mesh back there behind that, you probably could get that thing out of there without taking that fuel rail off if you didn't want to. But again, since I want to replace all my O-rings on the injectors, I'm going to just go ahead and take everything off of it. So again, just continue working my way down. So, okay. Well, as you can see, we got all the fuel lines out, the injectors are out, the coils are out. I didn't pull the rails, they're ready. It could come out, but I don't know that I need it out, so I'm just going to kind of leave them there for right the moment. So next step is to remove the, I don't know, 8 or so bolts I got left on the intake, and pull it out and hopefully get it out. Well, I got one more water line let me take out the done. All right. The only other thing I'll note is I have one coil that just disintegrated on me. The very back one against the firewall back there by the very back cylinder, and I haven't got it out yet. So I'm going to get out most everything else out of my way, and then I'll see what I can do with that. But other than that, it's going very well, and had a little fun getting the fuel lines to unplug from the rail. That was very interesting, but little gadgets up there worked, but it was just rather difficult. We got that bad boy out of there. The only damaged part was so far has been one coil pack, so I've got to replace that. But other than that, it's I'm getting ready to put some covers over these intake ports, and then I'm going to clean this bad boy up as much as I possibly can, and then we'll start putting her back together. Okay, after about an hour or so, I think we're all cleaned up and pretty as shiny as I can get it. Spent a little time trying to clean up some of the carbon out of the motor hose, but didn't spend a lot of time. Just got some cleaner down in there and cleaned up a little bit. Vacuumed up everything very well, so hopefully there's no problems. Hopefully. Cleaned up the engine as much as I possibly could. So start putting this thing back together, and we'll let you know how it's going. We're all done. Everything's put back together. Had a whole lot more fun with the trying to figure out where all the various vacuum hoses went. Got all new belts on and everything, and we're getting ready to fire it up, and I'll see how it goes.